Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Derek McCutchell here, the founder of Panther Magazine, and welcome to the Panther Magazine podcast. It's July 28th. Today I have Dale Roossien on the episode with me. He's currently shooting the Crown Victoria documentary. I appreciate you for tuning into this episode, and I hope you enjoy it. And before we start this episode today, I would like to thank a few people. First, I want to thank my childhood friend, Dwight Robinson, who gave me a little bit of information and insight on how to run this podcast through Zoom. It's really appreciated. I want to give a shout out to Sam at Vix of Insta on Instagram, who also runs the Panther Cast with @ClapVic, also known as James. And a big shout out to G, One Bad Panther on Instagram, who runs the Philly Panthers Meet page and that platform as well. Me and Dale are both sponsors for the Philly Panthers Meet platform, so big shout out to G and everything he's doing.
Oh, I see.
Here.
Okay.
Yes, it's too much technology, man. now I've got you doing stuff, right? It's like, anyways. I said to Rob, I said, we should all do like a big, Friday night or Saturday night, something like live Instagram where 4 of us can join in. And
yeah, that would be cool. I don't think I've ever went live until just now. So,
yeah. So are we doing this live right now?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you're going to YouTube right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload this to YouTube.
You're gonna upload, but we're not doing it live.
No, it's not live on YouTube. I'll probably edit out, I'll probably keep all this shit for the rawness.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
that's great. Yeah, we had such a great trip down there. It was like, I couldn't believe how much freedom there is,
Yeah, man, Philly was that was great.
I love Philly. I'm coming back for October.
Yeah, I definitely plan on going too. It's just crazy how much was done in just 3 days of 2 days of being there. Like,
yeah,
3 different events in 2 days. It was great.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I've been able to capture so much too, like just sneaking in and sneaking out. When I started the whole thing, it was just in Canada. It was cold. It was the fall of last year. And it was like, when it's not nice outside, it's really hard to, I don't know, just capture everything.
Yeah, I understand that. Definitely understand that. That's kind of like one of the questions I had for you was like, I think when we first spoke about the documentary late last year, I think you only had footage from Canada. So truthfully, I was like, I wasn't sure what direction you was going with it. I thought you just wanted me in it just because, and then you ended up going like nationwide with it. And I'm just like, wow. So truthfully, I wasn't expecting everything you're doing right now. So it's actually really cool.
I wasn't really expecting it either. My partner, Jared, my partner, was like, okay, I think we got enough to make a little short film here. Mm-hmm. And I started getting involved with the community a little bit deeper, and definitely was like, no, man, like I gotta go. I gotta run around the States somehow. I gotta find a way to bring my camera and just, cover as much of the community as I could cover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can cover everybody, and I wish I could, because I get people DMing me all the time who are like, come check out my car, look at my pictures of my car, and I'm like, and they're rad. Like, these are like legit. I would, if someone just gave me a briefcase of money and said, go shoot those guys in their cars and then put them in their movie, I would do that. But unfortunately, I've done all this myself with the graciousness of my family and my wife supporting me to do it. So
that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Pretty humble and grateful for that.
Yeah, when I first heard of the documentary, I wasn't expecting you to take it this far. Like, I seen the trailers and I was like, this is really cool. But then, and I think you spoke about coming here once, and then we ended up meeting in Philly. So now I see the direction and the vision. I'm like, wow, this is actually really amazing what you guys are doing. That's a lot of traveling too.
It's a lot of traveling. It's a lot of hotels, a lot of gas in Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And but I love it, you know, and you can't bring, I'm in a position where I can ride a thin line of how far I can push, you know, traveling and doing all that stuff, because I do have a life to live here.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel, you know, really grateful that I do get to go and travel around and see the country, and bring my son with me too, who's just,
that's freaking awesome
like,
too.
Right? Like, how many kids wanted their dad to do the Great American Road Trip with them, and it might have not happened. So I had the opportunity to do it. So that alone, if the whole thing fails, I spent a summer with great people and my family, and just doing what I love to do, and being around these cars. And
in a Grand
you know,
Marquis too. Not to mention your build is really cool. You don't show it.
there, eh?
You don't show it off enough. I feel like.
Well, it was broken. That was another thing that really, I was like, oh man, I gotta go. I dreamt about pulling in with my own Panther, you know, because you know, we're proud of our cars, and we love it when other people are proud of their cars. So we all have this affinity towards each other's cars, and almost like it's almost like Panther owners are like if you go to a dog park and there's like all sorts of dogs, like big dogs, little dogs, like different types of dogs, they're all like sniffing each other's butts, and there's very few full-on scraps between people, right?
True. Very true.
They all sort of figure it all out themselves, and they want to check each other out. So that was a weird analogy, by the way. I don't know if you want to use that. We're all a bunch of dogs caged up in a park.
I understand that. I mean, I'd rather be a bunch of dogs than a bunch of kittens. I guess dogs are pretty tough. So.
And the irony is the Panther, right? They're cats.
Yeah, exactly. True.
Wow.
Very true. Very true.
Shit. And so tell me about you, though. I want to know more about you, because you're like a real behind the scenes guy who I can imagine is like a duck. You know, you're just like, you look real calm on the water, but underneath your paddles are just flying.
Yeah, it's like I'm always doing something. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I've always been into Panthers. I was born in '92. So I remember growing up and seeing like box town cars were normal, driving around. Like those were a normal thing back in the day. And I loved them since I was younger, but obviously I didn't know there was Panthers. And my teenage years, I got to actually sit in one, and that's when I fell in love with them. And I went through a few classic cars. I had a Saab at one point, Saab convertible. I had a '97 Pontiac Firebird that had T-tops. I had a '73 Dodge Dart at once.
Nice.
Yeah, that car was nice. And then before my first Merc that I bought, I had a 1968 Buick Wildcat.
Oh no! Oh,
man, that thing was sick. I found it in somebody's yard for like $1,500.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't know much about cars, so the engine, like, it stopped starting on me. So, and where I was living at the time, I couldn't have it parked in front of the house. So I had to sell it. I sold it for more than I bought it for, obviously, just to find out that it was the alternator. That was yeah. So if I knew what I knew today about cars, I would have got that fixed the next day. But then I went on to get my first Merc. It was a 2000 GS. It was baby blue with white vinyl top, and the interior was two-tone. It was great. I think it had about 135,000 miles on it, to be exact.
That's a sweet spot.
Yeah, man, and I found it for 1,000, and there was no issues with it. And then,
wow.
Yeah, it was sick. I love that car.
Yeah, it's funny, eh? Cars, like, I met a guy on my street yesterday who's like, I don't know, maybe 70 years old, well-to-do guy. His kids are married and stuff, and he likes the car parks out in front of his house, and he always tells me he's got an LS 400, by the way.
Oh man.
So like a 99 or 98 LS 400. So, but he's not a car guy. He's just, oh, I've always had this car since I bought it. I know they do donut. He's not interested in any of
he just knows
potential in it.
Yeah, he knows all the mechanic sides of it. If something goes wrong, he's like, I know what that is. I know what that is.
Yeah, but he just put a bid on a 95 town car.
Oh man.
And I was like, he doesn't even know what I'm doing or anything, right? He's just like, putting a bid on a 95 town car on eBay, huh? It's like these cars just go, they fly by the radar.
True.
A little bit still.
Yeah.
But we're probably going to change all that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we already are. Like, I have people that text me sometimes. Like right now, I don't really talk to a lot of people except the Panther community. But I do have people that text me sometimes when they see a panther in the street. They like send me a picture of it. And they're
Yeah,
sitting at a light, and I'm like, man, that's really cool.
yeah.
So
Get my
yeah, that's really cool. I seen that on your story today, actually.
got a couple.
How hard is it? How hard is it to find those? I haven't actually did my research. Yeah,
They're everywhere. If you just go to like a flea market,
I'm
you know,
gonna
I got it in like a little antique store in the basement, you know, by the cassettes and the old t-shirts and
that would be awesome. Find a few arrows and maybe a marauder. That would be sick.
yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. So you're from Canada, right? Originally?
Yeah, the Great White North up here in Toronto. Well, actually, a town called Hamilton. So
Hamilton.
it's like what it's like it would be like what Pittsburgh is to Philly.
Okay. Because I've been to Toronto once a few years ago. I think it was 19 or 20. I had a show there for my music.
Yeah.
So I flew all the way there and the show was canceled.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it
What
was
a
like
letdown.
yeah, and it was like a cold season too. It might have been like approaching winter. But I still enjoyed it. It was awesome. Downtown Toronto is different. There's a lot of tall buildings. It looks kind of futuristic, in my opinion.
Toronto reminds me of Chicago.
See, I've never been, but I need to go.
Yeah, reminds me of Chicago.
Yeah,
I've been to some great cities. Like we were in Atlanta. We spent a night in Atlanta. Again, a futuristic city.
definitely. I've been to Atlanta once. Atlanta's nice. And you had Waffle House.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Waffle House. Oh my God. I don't know if I need to see another Waffle House.
Oh man.
I got home and it was just pure. I went the whole day when I got home and didn't eat any food because I hadn't gone to the washroom in like 2 days because it was just gas station sushi and Whoppers and fries and Diet Cokes and nicotine and whatever.
From our conversations though, you're pretty healthy, so maybe you need that every once in a while.
Yeah, I just let go. I don't even really drink that much, but I had a few drinks when I was up there too. And I was just like, you know what, you got to let the experience happen too, and not just look at it as work all the time. Like, got to interview this guy, got to do some shots of this car. No, I can sit down and I really got to know Kenny and Rob. Really got to know them well. I felt that we had a really good bonding experience.
Those are some cool guys right there. Really laid back.
Awesome. And one thing well, first of all, Kenny is just like salt of the earth. This guy would like give you the shirt off his back.
Yeah.
No questions asked. Yeah. Go to battle for you. Pick you up about half an hour before you had to be there. And Rob is just, all he wants to do is put his foot to the floor. And so, how can we race? How can we go really fast around corners?
That actually sounds like him spot on, actually.
So,
yeah, I got to hang out with them at in Philly and at Vinny's house in the garage before the meet. And,
nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. So
yeah, well, I'm looking forward to coming to Philly again and meeting people who I only had a chance to talk to for 5 minutes.
Definitely
get to know the community a little bit better. I like it. It's only 6 hours away from me, 7 hours away, which
that's not that bad of a drive. If you have a good
we drove straight back from, I mean, we drove to Atlanta. It didn't seem long. Didn't seem that long. The kid, when you got an 18-year-old good driver they can stay up late, they got good eyesight.
Makes it
all he wanted to do was drive. So yeah,
that's awesome, good, man. That's really good. Yeah, Philly was awesome. So also, I had another question about you being from Toronto. What's the Panther scene like there?
Yeah, exactly? It's small and nowhere near as like bold.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, I think it's just like Canadians and Americans are different in the sense. I feel like I'm a bit of I associate more with America than I do with Canada, even though I'm proud to be a Canadian. Mm-hmm. But my personality is more suited towards Americans. I find Canadians are generally withdrawn a little bit quieter, more subdued, less, yeah, right.
I understand that. Okay.
So that reflects in the car community as well. It's pretty chill, but it's good. There's like, I've met a dozen people in the Ontario Panther Association.
Man,
Sam,
don't they
yeah,
have like a bunch of members in there?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of members. The guy who runs it, Sam, big kid, and his dad, Sam. He was in one of your magazines.
Auto.
I'm not going to
Sam,
try to butcher his last name, but it
Sam,
starts with an O.
His Instagram's like Sam's Auto and DIY, right?
Yeah. I talk to him all the time. He's helped me with all sorts of stuff. He's a knowledgeable, really, really cool, interesting guy. But there's not as many meets, and I don't think there's been one this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I first made the Instagram page, I didn't know Sam ran it. I definitely talked to someone. It might have been him because they had a page at one point. It's not there anymore. He told me they had like 300, 600 members or something like that.
It's probably a
number like that.
I think it does have that many numbers, but it's crazy. People aren't, they're not engaged in it.
Okay.
The way the communities that we're engaged with. In fact, I didn't even have an Instagram page until just before the Philly meeting. Greg was like, "Hey, you know what you should do?" I'm like, "Wait, go start a bloody Instagram page because we all communicate on Instagram." I'm like, "Well, I only have Facebook and a YouTube." But so I'm so glad I did, because it's really been a good communicating tool.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. Instagram's like a whole different world. I was never a social media person before I started the magazine, but it's definitely taught me some things.
Definitely.
In the past year or so.
Yeah.
So like, what was your Panther experience like leading up to today? Like, have you always, because I know you posted something leading up to the documentary of you sitting in front of the car explaining kind of your history of Panthers.
Yeah. My son got me into them. He wanted a P71 since he was like, could see a movie screen, and he was like, "That car, what is it?" I'm like, "It's Ford Crown Victoria." Okay. I wasn't particularly into them. I was into cars, but I wasn't really hooked on Crown Vics. I did like Grand Touring cars, not like big, obnoxious, like 80s 745 Alpinas. But I wasn't like, I didn't think a Crown Vic could be something like that, you know?
True.
And he turned me on to it, and then I went down like that rabbit hole, and I'm an obsessive person. Once I get really into something that I'm really attached to and attracted to, I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go."
I'm the same way.
I gotta learn everything about that I can learn about. And then I wanted to apply my skills somehow, because I was in a funk of making videos. I'd just been making videos for money, for like corporate videos, taking interviews with doctors and whatever. It's great, it pays the bills. But it wasn't like satisfying creatively, and I didn't want to go and find someone else. And my son said, "Why don't you make a film about this car, about the people in the cars?" I'm like, I don't know if that's interesting. And we met some people. I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's interesting." And that led me down getting a Panther myself and modifying it now, and I'm in it just like everybody else is.
Yeah.
It's just right. So
that's freaking awesome, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, I love it. I think about Panthers all the time.
Yeah, that's really what's on my mind.
Do you have a dream build? If you could customize any, because like I was thinking about making a video once about like a dream sequence. Okay. Like the camera's on me, I lie down, the dream music goes or whatever, right? I put my head on my pillow, and then you hear the voice in my head go, "Okay, I want to get coilovers. I'm gonna put lights on. I'm gonna clean." You know, you go through this routine in your head. Does every other guy do that before they go to bed and they fall asleep? And they think about Panthers like that.
That happens to me sometimes. Or
like, even that's not right.
Yeah, that might not be healthy, but I mean, it's still.
No. But that's me. Not healthy, but cool.
That's funny, man. That's really funny.
Oh man.
I'm not sure. Maybe modding, because I love arrows. Vicks and Mercs. I don't know what it is about them. I think they're so cool.
Have you seen that guy's build, the Aero build, the white one on YouTube? It's kind of a Grand Touring 5-speed. It's tan inside. Somebody takes it for a drive.
I don't think I have.
Oh, it's good. It's a little bit Hoonmark, but low profile. Doesn't have any.
I'm gonna have to check it out after this.
I'll send you the link. It's real. It's
Please
Aero 93 or 92, I think. White and 5-speed, 373 gears, J-Mod, the Marty too. Like,
is it a Vic or?
Yeah, it's a Crown Vic. It's a
Nice.
white Crown Victoria Aero.
That's sick.
The flat front with the two lights on either side.
Yeah, the earlier 90s have those. Yeah.
Oh man, crazy cool car.
I know.
If I could do a custom Vic, I would cut one in half and make it a two-door, proper two-door. I would shorten it by like 2 inches.
That would be sick.
And I'd want to be the first guy to do a Tesla electric swap. Two-door Crown Vic.
That would be crazy. You would definitely get some attention from that. Probably good and bad, but that would be sick overall.
Someone's going to do it eventually.
I think so.
It's probably already being. I'd be surprised if it's not even somebody's just quietly watching YouTube videos and lurking, trolling in the comments somewhere going.
Probably getting all the parts together and all that stuff.
Yeah, and then But more power to anybody who wants to do that. I love the electric. It's just part of our life, right? As long as they don't take the engines away from me, I'm okay if there's electric cars. No problem. I'll use them, but I should still be able to go through the twisties when I want in second gear with a 4.6 liter V8.
Yeah, I think that'll be awesome.
Yeah, man.
I've seen memes of people already talking about when electric cars take over, they're just gonna start doing swaps to the Vicks and the Mercs. So I don't doubt that won't happen. So
people say that the only thing they don't like about it is it's silent, and because the electric cars are silent, right?
Panthers are pretty silent too if you keep them stock. They're like really quiet.
Yes, but most of us don't do that. Most of us do the cat delete, muffler delete,
straight pipes,
open heads, just fire.
Speaking of builds, another question I had: do you have any favorite builds from Instagram that you can think of off the top of your head? I know there's a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't want to mess her name up, but my favorite build on Instagram is another Canadian right here, and that's Lauren.
Yeah, Golly Vic.
That is my. That is, car. And I feel so bad I can't get down to see her right now, but I love that. I love that look. It's almost Mad Max, but it's not Mad Max.
That car is, man. She keeps it really clean too.
And a nice color, beautiful color. See, no dude would ever do that.
Yeah, that copper. I wouldn't.
It's a masculine car, but she's real. It's got a real feminine touch to it.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think
it's awesome. I love her pick.
I think it's the circular lights in the grill that make it give us
retro. It's got and she's got the European plate, the British plate on it.
Yep.
Just the little things sometimes.
Exactly.
And you know what my second favorite car on the internet of Crown Vics is, and I know I'm biased, but is Rob's Hoonmerk, because
I've always loved that car. Yeah.
I love the way it looks, but more importantly, I love the way that car drives.
See, I never
car
driving it yet.
I got lucky and he let me abuse it for a little bit. Not abuse it, but
that's still true.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for that. And it did not disappoint in the drive-by-wire throttle. Very little done to the motor on it. Just tuned properly, and a nice rear end and great tires, 275s all around. Big tires, big wide tires.
Yep.
Low to the ground, and just throttle response coming out the yin yang, light. Just awesome car, man.
Man, seeing it in person, you see it in photos, you like the purple fenders, then you see it in person and it's carbon fiber.
Yeah, it's carbon fiber. Like, those are nice details.
That's so cool. Like,
and it goes like it never, like he drives it off the road, it spins out, he's doing burnouts in it. He's driving it hard across the country, putting miles on it.
Exactly. Then drives it to work probably.
And then drives it to work. And that's why he's so successful, is because everybody can identify. That's what we all want to do, is what he's doing.
Exactly.
And I just hope he can keep going with it, man.
Me too.
I really want him.
Because he had a great year, because he's won a lot of trophies this year. The Carlisle event, that thing is still crazy to me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was cool. The show he put on in Philly was awesome.
Somebody reached out to me from Virginia, a club out there where they rallycross them.
Okay.
I don't have the person's name, but I was chatting back and forth with him, and he wants me to come down in October and follow or go on the track. They've got a track there, and it'd be nice to bring Rob and Hoonmerk and get some track time on that car.
Man, we need to just let him spend like 24 hours with some Red Bull on a track.
And me with lots of time to plan some shots out too.
That'd be a movie itself.
That'd be a movie itself, yeah. Maybe that is a movie within a movie, you know. Maybe it's interesting stuff. The whole thing is interesting, man.
Yeah, man. It's a lot to take in, like in a good way, because it's like you're doing so much right now, and it's just all looks really cool, and everybody's happy with it, including me. So
I haven't had any hate. There have been a few whacker comments.
I've seen those comments.
But whatever, man. Like, you know,
you're gonna get those in the Panther community, though. At least once, if you post anything with lights or sirens.
Yeah. So see, that's something I didn't know as a newbie, like a green, you know, guy coming into this.
Yeah.
Like, remember, I've only been into these cars for a year. Like, and then I'm like, I feel like it's been my whole life.
Yeah.
But I don't know the culture like that, like you do. As soon as you have lights, whackers.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah, like as soon as someone sees that on a post, you can expect to see that kind of comment usually. Yeah.
Well, impersonating police officers is probably not a good idea in any way, shape, or form, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Because they have a hard job to do to begin with, so trying to impersonate them is kind of a slap in the face.
If they're show cars, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's tasteful and legal, I get it too. But yeah, you can't be lighting up red and blues, you know. You just can't be doing that.
Yeah. I remember when I first started the page, maybe I want to say around issue 4 or 3, I posted a whacker on the Instagram page, and the post, like, everybody was going off on the kid.
Yeah.
And me, and I'm like, damn. And I knew what was gonna come from it, but I just wanted that. So that's the only police car that's posted on my page, I think.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah. They take that stuff kind of serious. I still follow a lot of those pages because it's still Panthers, but I probably won't repost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm covering it in a different way, right? So
yeah, you are. That's what I liked about the documentary.
I'm gonna show it all. You know,
Yeah.
We got Mr. Random, and I didn't even tell you about meeting Marty.
Yeah,
and Jeff at most. I got some killer footage down there, and you know what? I interviewed him, and I was like, I don't care how pretty things look or anything. I was just like, I just want to get the goods from this man, because what he speaks is gospel to Crown Vic.
Yeah, everybody loves him,
and for good reason, because he does a great job and he's passionate about it, and he's niched down into a place that's good for him, and it's good for us.
Definitely. Yeah. People love him. People love ADTR's work.
I'm supposed to see them in September.
Nice. Yeah, hopefully I can come down.
Yeah, but, I'm going to do them first, and then go to the P71 track. They got like a track in California there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then go up to San Francisco, or go to San Francisco first, and then I haven't figured all that stuff out yet.
Yeah.
My itinerary, but definitely going to go to San Francisco with Manny.
That would be cool.
And meet up with him and hang out with those guys and get to know them a little bit, because I don't know anything about them other than, that they're West Coast, and he's the OG, right? Like he was the
big OG.
He's the big OG out there. So it'll be interesting. I think he needs to have his voice in there because
he's definitely done a lot for the Panther community.
Yeah,
regardless of what people, regardless of what people may say.
Maybe he's a polarizing figure to people, like, or not. But I think that at the end of the day, I can tell he loves Panthers.
Yeah, very passionate about them.
I want to document his story and their story and where they came from and where they are headed and what it's like to have a Panther with no mufflers in California. How do you do that?
Yeah, because
how does it even happen?
The laws are getting crazy over there with modding your car and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So I'll chat about that kind of stuff. I'm going to experience it for myself. I'm going to take my Panther out there. That's going to be a hell of a test for it.
That's going to be awesome.
I need a Kenny with me.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
He's like a mechanic. you just got to travel with your mechanic.
Yeah, that guy is super supportive, man.
Oh, like he's awesome.
Yeah,
you just got to keep the blunts rolling.
That's it. That's a life lesson there.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Keep them rolling, man. But
so where did we leave off?
I think we left off with Mad Vic.
Smoking weed across the country and driving Crown Vics.
Yeah, that sounds like the retirement plan right there.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That would be a good movie, like two old guys getting their Crown Vic, like Dumb and Dumber.
But it had to be like modern day 2025, but they're in an Arrow and they just have a bunch of weed.
Yeah. And tapes and just tapes, mixed tapes.
Just mixed tapes. That's actually a good idea. And then they have my magazine in the back somehow.
Have your magazine. You could do all the product placements. We could make a documentary about those guys who don't even exist. Yeah.
Have people Googling them like they don't exist though.
Yeah, they're not real people.
But yeah, I think we left off talking about you going to experience Mad Vic and Panther Mafia over on the West Coast.
Yeah, that'll be a fun experience. I'm looking forward to that. And I like their builds out there too. Like there's a cool factor in Philadelphia. There's more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Because they're just both as nice, but it's just different. There's more of an urban appeal in Philly.
I think it's the lifestyles that make it seem like that. I know what you're talking about though. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's not really like it's just there's something that's what I love about it. That's the beauty of it, man. Like his car, Manny's car, he's got the gray Vic, doesn't he?
Yeah. He had I don't know if you went on his page and seen the one he had before it, the Cheto. It was like the light. It was a white one.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That car was sick.
Yeah, that's a pretty sick car. Evil Vic.
Yeah, Evil Vic was cool.
Yeah.
That's the guy in he's actually on the cover of one of the magazines, issue 12. He's in Saudi Arabia, I believe. So well, there's an Evil Vic and then there's an Evil Box Vic in Los Angeles too.
So many good ones.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I'm your photo into an oh no, sorry, that's me. I'm like scrolling with trying to find a Vic I like. But I'm going to see the Panther Lights guy.
And where's he located?
He's in Ohio, so he's only a few hours from me.
Okay.
And that's good. I find that really interesting because I wanted to focus a little bit on mods that we do to these cars, and not just engine mods and transmission mods. True. But like the body mods that we do and the lighting, because lighting that's another thing
it's important.
Well, think about it. You got the police car lights that we don't like that that whacker word.
Yeah.
Right. So you got there's lights attached no matter what. You got normal lights. Like my son, he is the type of guy who'd say, I want an Aero, I want it mid condition, I want it red with a tan interior, and I want the spoked aluminum rims that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to lower it, and I don't want to put tinted windows on it, and I don't want to do anything to it. I just want it to be my daily. There's people like that, and I love that.
The same way. The two Mercs I've had, I kept them stock. I kind of replaced all the factory parts, but I really didn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah, he likes it stock.
I was always on the fence. Like, should I put an exhaust on it? But then listen to how quiet it is without an exhaust on it. So
yeah, I like him. I like the mods, man. They're so cool.
Yeah, mods are really cool though. I've seen some sick mods.
And those lights,
yeah,
those are spectacular. What he does, it's not like backyard.
I've still yet to see the YouTube video. He put out a video the day I left to go to Philly. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, still on YouTube. I'll probably watch it tonight before bed. So
yeah, he's got a nice camera too. So he's like really into the whole camera thing, I think, as well. So when I go up there, we're gonna shoot a proper how he does everything, like every step of what he does.
Okay.
And then an install on my car.
Oh my goodness. That's gonna be
so like sick. Yeah, and that'll push me a little bit too, because I haven't done too many tutorial videos, because I've watched lots, how you cut your cats off and how you change your lights out and how you put a throttle body spacer on. And I've watched a lot of it, and I've seen a lot of really poor video and thought, man, it would be great if someone would just make these tutorials and just like know what they're doing with lighting and the cameras and angles and all that.
True.
And so that's the challenge. I want to make it like the best ever. So you're like, oh man, that's
awesome.
You're showing me in the places where you never get to see on the YouTube videos. We all want to see.
That's awesome. It's probably going to be fun for you too, also, which is going to make it easier for you and make yours a tutorial. So
I love it. I just love it, man. I love everything about these cars.
Me too.
Yeah.
Panther lights, man. There's another page, not really similar. There was a page called Panther Clusters. I don't know what happened to him. There was a guy that I think he personalized the lighting on the clusters on the inside.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but he's like, I think he's like always busy, or he had something going on the last time I spoke to him. Yeah, there's Panther lights and there's Panther clusters, and I think I'm missing. Then you have ADTR who does all the stuff,
Yeah, all the suspension stuff.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and the widening of the steely wheels in the back. I think that's pretty cool. I love that look of the P71, just super basic with steelies, widened steelies, white or black.
Yeah, those are.
And like a half cage in it. And tuned perfectly and just fitted for the track.
Yeah. The guy that runs ADTR, Chris, I got to speak with him a little bit. Because issue 16 is the ADTR issue.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the, I think it's a 92 Aero Vic. And they call it like the rocket ships. The rocket ship couch or something like that, and that car is like really sick. So those guys at ADTR do some great work.
Yeah, it's another California's thing, right?
Yeah.
Hot rod culture all around the country. I couldn't get it out in Canada. It's not as deep as it is in America.
Well, the weather is a big thing too, I feel like. On the West Coast, they have the weather for that stuff. So, where we live, you have to keep everything garage kept or daily drive it just to keep it.
Yeah, daily drive it. This will be my first year daily driving lowered Panther in the wintertime.
That's going to be fun. Do you know how to burn out? Or
that's going to be interesting.
Do you know how to do
dogs? Oh, yeah, you can do all that stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm waiting to I only have a 273 rear end right now in that. which is really good. It's serving me because I'm driving it across the country. So it's nice to have that long gear ratio.
Yeah.
But man, that'll be in the spring, I'm going to put like a 373 or 355 in the back of that.
That would be really cool.
Just once I felt Hunmark.
Man. I want to drive in that car one day. Kind of mad I didn't ask him to ride.
Yeah,
him and Scary 03.
Yeah, Scary 03 is a nice car, isn't it?
Yeah, seeing that thing in person is really nice.
Mr. Random's blue Smurf Marauder was pretty impressive. I didn't think it was going to be as nice as it was.
I believe it. I believe that.
It was pretty awesome.
Because in photo,
what's that?
The paint.
Oh, the paint looks awesome in person. Like just awesome.
I believe it.
And it's different, right? Like no one's got anything like that. So even if you don't like it or whatever, you got to be, because I saw a post on one of the Panther platform community pages on Facebook, and it was a picture of a Vic with Mustang rims and tinted windows. It's like, first thing, he was doing it like a joke. You know, he was making fun of us all, going like, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tint the windows. We're going to lower it. We're going to put it on Mustang rims. He's like, can't you guys do anything different with your cars?
Oh, man.
And so it's nice to see builds that are unique.
Definitely. I think he just put new tail lights on there too, if I'm not mistaken. Put Euros on there.
Wow, really, eh?
Yeah.
There's another guy who's... Sorry, I'm trying to find this car. Somebody just sent it to me.
I'm pretty sure your DMs have been blowing up since like the documentary's been traveling.
Yeah, it's been nice actually.
That's good stuff.
But it's hard to, sometimes it's hard, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
Anyways, I'll find it. But someone in California amongst the Panther Mafia crew
what color
posted something tonight. It was black. It was a black Crown Vic, and it was lowered, had a chin spoiler, and that was it. And it was just, it looked mean as hell, and it was so minimalistic. It was just wheels, tires, chin spoiler.
Let's see if I can find it.
It was someone from Panther Mafia who posted their car, and then they shouted him out and said he was like a super talented guy.
Was it like a sunset photo? No. Driving towards the city, maybe? No.
Going through it now. Let's see. I don't know. So nice. So nice. And then there's CJ Costland. Have you seen that car?
I don't think so. I'm about to send you the car I think you're talking about.
No, it's not that car.
Not that one.
No.
CJ Costa, I don't think I know that. I probably know the car. Oh, Costa, yeah, I think I have him on. No.
Kind of like it looks like a turbo build.
Yeah, I have him on Facebook, I think. No, there's another build that's like this. This car is pretty sick though.
They're all so nice. Wow.
And I follow a lot of people, so I always see like a lot of different builds all day.
Nice cars. Anyways, I won't stare at the screen.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like when we're supposed to be, we're just like zapping up. But
it's cool that we can both fall into like looking at everybody's car while we're on the podcast.
Yeah, we should do a live one night. You, me, Rob, and maybe Greg, and just hop on. So there's like 4 of us, all in the little, and people can log in and we can just.
We should do that. That should be like on a Sunday night maybe or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be any good quality or anything. But we're just talking to each other and letting other people, DM and listen in. Somebody just has to be the host or a moderator. I'm so bad with that stuff.
Yeah, I'm still learning how to do all of these things, so I understand that.
Yeah.
But I think the live with all 4 of us would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. I'd like to do that. Just because I think that the community is, some people have told me not to post stuff. They're like, you shouldn't post videos and, you shouldn't post. I'm like, I think it's important to keep people engaged,
You kind of have to. I mean, that's how things open up.
Yeah. And I'm not giving the movie away anyways, because it's going to be, those scenes and some of that stuff will be in it, but that's just a little piece of the whole story that's going to go down.
Yeah, those are just really small clips.
Yeah. But I want to get it done and stop shooting completely by October at the Philly meet. That'll be the last time I want to do, and then I just want to edit with my partner Jared and I for a month, put our head down and just make the movie 1 month.
Grab you guys like a half a pound or something, man, and just get the editing done.
That's how you got to do it. You got to lock yourself in the room with whatever substances and bags of Doritos and pizza boxes, and you got to eat, sleep, and breathe it.
That sounds like me, man, on a daily basis. I just cleaned in here today. There was like 10 pizza boxes on the floor.
Oh, well, that's the bachelor life, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're going to edit this up and piece it together a little bit and just put it all out on one long big video?
Yeah, I'll probably just do that.
Yeah, I didn't say anything that I think that was sensitive or anything. And we talked about a little bit of drama with the whackers, and people want to hear that stuff.
Exactly. I feel like everything we spoke about, people want to hear. And I plan on just keeping this podcast kind of like open-minded and raw. Kind of. I don't want to like have people come on here and try to limit themselves on what they can talk about or how they have to talk or something. We're just kind of hanging out talking about Panthers. So
yeah, I like that.
And I definitely I have questions, of course, but I mean, we could still be cool about everything, and not have to feel like strict about anything. Just here to chill.
It's the interwebs. You can talk for hours. And
exactly.
No, it doesn't cost any money, or you can just. But yeah, I'm excited to just continue forward, man. Get on the next trip.
Me too. I really hope I can make it to California with you in September. That would be awesome.
So you would have to fly to somewhere like Oklahoma or some shit like that, like somewhere where I'm driving to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And meet me somewhere. Get in the car with me, and drive across
Oklahoma
the country to San Francisco.
Because there's a Panther guy from Oklahoma. He's like a storm chaser. He drives a storm chaser.
Oh, I know him. Yeah, I've spoken to him.
He's like, he texted me yesterday, so maybe I can text him like, hey, I might be in Oklahoma, even though I'll probably just be at the airport. But I mean, if anything, he's there. So
yeah, but also maybe you could maybe it just takes record, like doing a little shooting with you in the car with one guy, and just like that's how I see the movie. It's just sometimes maybe it's just one sentence from one guy who has a Crown Vic that makes the movie, right? Like,
I see that.
So, sometimes, and then he talks about something, like say he talks about there's a big storm coming, right? And we show the storm, and then thank you very much, and we drive off on our way, and then we get to California, and there's a big scene, and there's drama, and we're talking to Manny, and maybe he's given us, and we've got some quality.
That is so cool.
Conflict, not conflict, right? Not like bad, not trying to stage anything or anything like that. But I think that you need to have a little bit of, even if you got to change a tire, you got a problem has arisen. People want to see that on film, right? They like to see a bit of conflict and see someone rise from the ashes a little bit. That's why I love Rob so much, because he's in the trenches of racing his car. Like he's
I
in the
think so.
streets doing it.
Yeah.
Some people like to do burnouts. Some people like to get their cars and mod them all up and, you know, put all the money they can into it. It's squeaky clean. You can heat off the engine,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just drive it to the show. They rev it up twice, then they drive it to the drive-through to get a coffee. They go home, they put it in their garage, and they never do anything with it. Rob gets in the car and drives the Blue Ridge Parkway across the country with his foot to the floor and flies in.
Doesn't take his foot off.
No, and then goes into off a cliff almost.
That video is cool. I've been meaning to ask him about that. He sent that to me today, and I'm like,
yeah,
jaw dropping. Like, luckily, you didn't go a little bit further than that.
You know what's weird about it is that the day we left, I said to my son, I said, we had the GoPro with us, and I don't really use the GoPro all that much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I should give the suction cup and the GoPro to Rob and just let him hang on to it and have it and use it. Because I don't really need it that much. You know, okay. I don't really shoot with the GoPro. So I gave it to him. I said, make sure you stick this thing to the roof of your car so in case anything happens. And sure enough, he stuck it to the roof and he recorded the whole thing.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, that's a little weird, eh?
That's a cool story though, but that's kind of scary.
It's kind of scary. Yeah.
Oh man. I think he just posted some content with the GoPro on the hood of the car.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He has to change the settings. I noticed that the white balance was off, so I couldn't tell him what buttons to push to make it go into auto mode.
That's really cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like
lots of fun.
4th of July, he posted a video of him doing with fireworks in the middle of the street in New York. It's like, man, Rob just doesn't care. He's just out here loving his life with his car.
Yeah. He's just waiting for someone to tell him, don't do that. That's all.
Then he'll probably go do it somewhere else.
That's what we do. We move on. Sorry. I want to bother you.
Yeah.
Didn't know we were bothering anybody doing burnouts and lighting firecrackers off.
On the 4th of July.
Yeah. Well, if there ever was a time to do that, that's the time to do it. You pick your spots. Like Lemon Hill, I couldn't believe that, man. How we just.
Yeah, that was what's crazy about that, I remember an old guy who was at that stop sign. He was at one of the stop signs and he was like smiling and recording it while they was like doing burnouts in the street. I'm like, this is different.
That's great.
Like, I don't think anybody could try to get away with that type of stuff here.
Definitely not here.
Yeah.
There's no possible way. Unless you go to like Mr. Random's neck of the woods in Tennessee, where it's Smokey and the Bandit, you know? It really is. I met a kid there. Matthew, his name was. He has a P71 inspired by it's number 281 on the side. It's silver. I don't know if you've seen it with flat black hood.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking.
Does he have a little? I don't know if he's got an Instagram. He's kind of a younger guy, curly black hair, from North Carolina. Real deep Southern accent.
That's what I need. I wish I was there. The Southern hospitality and the food must have been amazing.
Southern hospitality was in full effect. Everyone, I never met nicer people. We asked a woman at a Subway, because it was so hot. We're like, is there anywhere to go just like for a swimming hole, like jump off the bridge or a swing or something? She's like, there sure is. You take 30 down this way, you make right. She said, let me know how it is. And if anyone's down there, you just tell them that so-and-so from the Subway sent you. Oh, and they'll be good to you. It was like just beautiful. It was really heartwarming. I think people the media plays tricks on people's minds and how people are across the country.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go just do it for yourself, you give respect, you get respect, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like simple.
Yeah, I have a lot of family in the South and I miss the hospitality down there.
It's pretty
like cool. You said, it's actually a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Almost to the point of like, please don't go out of your way. And you know people are going out of their way and you don't feel bad, right? You know?
I understand that. That's so
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's pretty we got the police out going up the street here.
Think it's a Vic?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I'm going to see some Canadian Vics in use still in Canada.
Okay.
Next week, I'm going to the London Police Services, right near the border, Detroit.
It just hit me. Have you met Lauren yet in person?
No, I haven't. She's on the other side of she's like way out east.
She's on. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I think she
I
told me.
want to meet her before this is all said and done, because like it's my favorite Vic on Instagram. I can't
Exactly. That's why I asked.
her in her car. Like that'd be so, but there's still time.
Yeah, definitely.
There's still time, and
or if you guys meet halfway or something, like on a Sunday.
Yeah, maybe.
Morning. Yeah.
What's funny is my son's going down there, my youngest son, with his marching band, and they're traveling down there. So if there was ever time or a way, I'd give him a camera and I'm like, you interview her and you shoot B-roll of that car, kid. Bring it back to me.
That'd be a cool way to end the movie, though. To hear his voice interviewing her.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying doing all this, man.
I can imagine.
It's a boatload of fun. I just don't want to run out of money.
You don't want to do that.
No, and I haven't asked for any money. Like I haven't done any crowdfunding or any, like, I don't know. I need a manager. Mm-hmm. I need a money man to, go, Dale, you got some great ideas. We got to turn it into something for you. So I'm creative, but not a great business guy. I'm a good marketer, not a great business guy.
I understand.
Kind of a money mind.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm pretty sure you're going to make some good money off of this documentary, though.
Hopefully it gets picked up and we sell it and it becomes, people download it and spend $3 on it or $4 or whatever it costs. I think they will, because if you watch Netflix and you go through the documentaries or the car movies or whatever they are, mm-hmm. It's Top Gear, and I love those guys, and I love automotive style television.
Yep.
But I've yet to see, like a Netflix style documentary about a certain car and the people who drive them. I haven't seen that yet. So
yeah, that's
and I think people like us would be like, I'll click on that. I'll check that out.
Think about the people like we spoke about in Philly in regards to the magazine, like the people who aren't on Instagram, social media, and they're on Netflix on a Friday night board and they see the Crown Vic documentary and like, whoa, what's this? They're definitely gonna buy that and watch it. So I don't know. I just feel like this is gonna be huge for you and huge for the community. I mean, you took the time to do this.
I want to keep going with it too. I think that there's so much more potential in the Crown Vic community for getting. It's just about to become a classic car, right?
Yeah, if it's not already.
Like it is, but it's just about to turn into that. I think in our lifetime.
Yep.
We won't see them for sale the way we saw them for sale 10 years ago.
True.
It's changing. It's really changing and turning into something. So driving while we can. We're in it. We're actually living the Crown Vic life.
We are.
Living it.
And a lot of people don't understand until they get one. I meet people all the time who DM me like, man, I just bought this car and I wish I've been driving them longer. I'm like, dude, yeah. These cars are something else. I don't even know how to put it into
I like having mine lowered.
Does it make a big difference when
it's
you
nice.
drive?
Not well, so we got control arms, not control arms. We got a bigger sway bar put in it. Mm-hmm. And I don't have the money right now to do what I want to do to that car, which is go to ADTR, just open my wallet and go, here, take this,
take everything.
do this. Right. Yeah. I want coilovers. I want control arms. I want Watts link. I want. But there's something to be said for just slowly doing it on your own a little bit. So we put lowering springs on the front, trimmed the airbag off down, so it's still on air in the back, but it's low, about 3 inches lower than stock, and wider tires, 275s, and the thing just floats along. And twisties, I went today for a cruise in some nice roads, not fast, just 50 miles an hour on twisty roads, right? In second gear, and just hearing the engine gurgle when it's coming down a hill and throwing it into a corner. It's not like driving a Mustang or a Miata or a 3 Series BMW M1. It's got its own thing about it, and you're really connected to the car. I don't know. It's special. It's almost like driving a stock car that's plush and smooth.
That's all. So you prefer it lowered than you do?
I do now. Yeah, I haven't seen that it changed the handling on the car.
That's really cool.
Yeah, definitely handles better.
It looks good. When I seen that photo, I think I was at work, and I'm like, whoa, big difference here.
Yeah. Dale's car is different now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But who knows? Maybe it'll change again. But I don't think so. I think I got my idea of what I want to do for that car.
It looks good so far.
Nothing has been touched. Yeah, I'm going to leave it completely with the tape player.
Yeah, I was going to ask
one
about
sticker
that.
On the interior. It's just going to look like a Grand Marquis Ultimate Edition when you sit in it. And from the outside, it's pretty much going to look the same way. It's just going to be like, oh, those tires are neat. It's tinted out. It's lowered. It's going to have a crazy nice suspension and like a grand touring car.
Yeah.
That's my dream, man.
I can see it. So maybe after the documentary is done, you'll probably be able to do all those things. All those extra things you plan to do.
Yeah, I hope so. And then somehow keep the spirit alive of me making videos even after it's done, right? Like I still I'm not just going to walk away from producing Crown Vic content. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be a part of, it's already, so maybe it'll be a podcast or we do road videos or vlogs or who knows what it'll be, but just keep going with the Crown Vic content.
Or even like something that I wanted to do that maybe you were better off doing. It's like finding your favorite builds in the state and going there and hanging out with that person for a whole day, vlogging them in their car for the channel.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Hey, so you and I could do that, and we pitch that as like a show idea for TV, right? Like, or for Hot Rod Magazine, or.
Dude, I've been thinking about this forever. I swear.
And just go to your favorite build in the state. Or maybe I've got a favorite build and you've got a favorite build in the state, and we've got to like somehow prove it to each other on camera that no, okay, flip a coin, or this one's your state and that one's my state, or who knows.
Well, if we pick two in the same state, we'll flip a coin to see whose build we get to see first.
Right. Yeah. But that would be a lot of fun, man. I'd like that.
Yeah.
And just continue it, right?
I thought of that, like those channels that have like storage wars and stuff.
Yes, yeah, or pickers, American pickers.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like if we was to somehow get on that and pick a state, go to that state, interview the people with their car, they drive around their city, then ending each episode with like whatever food is popular in that city, we'll eat that food with them.
At the restaurant.
Yeah, so like Philly's known for cheesesteaks. We end the episode eating cheesesteaks with bread.
Cheesesteaks, yeah.
So
cool.
It's definitely an idea that we should definitely talk about at some point, maybe when the documentary is over.
Yeah, because I want to think about some plans for continuing it, because it's not going to stop now. It's like we've all got good. I've only got 600 some odd followers on Instagram, but I feel like there's 6 million because.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I just feel like we're so connected to everybody out there
But that's a lot, man, in such a short amount of time. Because I think when I followed you, you didn't have that many followers.
No, I think it was like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a lot. That's definitely a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's good. No, there's a lot of engagement. Like people don't go join a Crown Vic group unless they really like Crown Vics.
That's very
There's no like, I sort of want to join that. No, you either do or you don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. So you got lots of boxes back there too, full of Panther material.
Well, these were all magazines at one point, and they're all sold out. So I only have about 11 total copies in here right now. So at some point, I'm going to have to restock on everything and then order some new ones. But that's why I stay ahead of the magazine. I'm already done with 14 through 16. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I just try to stay ahead of things. It makes everything a lot easier.
And what's the subscriber base? Like how many people are signed up to get one?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. I mean, it shouldn't be that complicated, but I pretty much tell people when they ask for subscriptions, like, I pretty much drop one every month, and I'll let you know when I drop one. You can just get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until I can come up with an actual subscription plan that makes sense, because I don't want to seem like I'm taking people's money and stuff.
See, that's the problem with you and I, is that we feel like we're taking people's money, but we're offering. If Gary Vee was right now, he'd be like, you guys, let me tell you something. You don't value your own thing.